and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you to my backyard underneath the canopy on this amazingly cool day. We have had steady rains moving in. They broke for a little while, and so now I'm going to try to make one of my ultimate favorite dishes, and it's a very old southern dish. They're called Hoecakes. Yes, H-O-E cakes, because back in the day when there were sharecroppers, slaves, Native Americans was the first ones to do it. They made like a cornmeal mush, and they would work out in the fields, and when it come lunchtime, they would clean their hoes off, oil them a little bit, and fry their hoecakes on them over a campfire. Now today it's a little bit easier, but you can still do it over a fire, and if I had the right kind of hoe, I'd show you exactly how to cook them right. So let's get to mixing. I'm going to show you 4 different ways that I make hoecakes. There's other variants that I make as well. I don't have time to fry up all these hoecakes, unfortunately. But today we're going to do 4 different kinds. More traditional, and then I'm going to do a little spin on it that most people don't realize, that yes, goldenrod is culinary as well. So we're going to make goldenrod hoecakes and amaranth hoecakes. Okay, now let's get started. Now I will have both recipes in the description box below. Now I'm starting out with a cup and a half of cornmeal, and it's regular cornmeal. I don't do no cornmeal mixes. I mix from scratch. So this is regular cornmeal, and we're going to need 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Not self-rising flour, all-purpose. Because like I said, I cook from scratch. And you're going to want, oops, sorry about that. You're going to want 3/4 of a cup. I'm just hoping, and then I'm going to, let's see, since I've got to use wet ingredients in a measuring cup, I'm going to go on and mix up the other one. Now, the other mix is going to be a cup and a half of cornmeal, a 1/4 cup, no, a 1/4 cup of regular flour, and this stuff is amazing. It is walnut flour. They also have pecan flour and all different kinds. It gives it an amazing, wonderful, nutty flavor. Okay. Okay, and we're going to want 4 teaspoons of baking powder. I wanted to thank, as a child, Justin Wilson for teaching me how to measure in my hand. And I use pink salt in my cooking, so I want a teaspoon of salt. If I can get my fingers in here. A teaspoon of salt per batch. Okay, give me a minute. I forgot to grab my pepper. Be right back. Right, sorry about that. I couldn't find my black pepper. First one I came to was my white pepper. And you pepper to taste. We like our pepper here. Oh, it smells wonderful. Okay, now that's all the dry ingredients. And you're going to want to mix them up really well. Alright, now for our wet ingredients. Something I am just tickled to death about. 2 duck eggs. Now you could use 2 chicken eggs. That'll be perfectly fine. Oops. And also, I like, where did I put it? Oh no. Hold on just a minute. Apparently I can't remember anything today. I like a little parsley in my cornbread as well. It helps with digestion. Okay. Well, might as well bring the other one over and mix it at the same time. Like I said, I'll have both recipes in the description box below. And of course, it's 2 more duck eggs. These are going to be really good and rich. Now, I have been making this cornbread recipe since I was a very young teenager. This is the only cornbread recipe that I make. You want a 1/4 cup of melted butter. Or I'm using a 1/4 cup of melted ghee. And we're going to mix that up real good. I'm going to wait on this one for a minute. And since it's really humid out here, it calls for 1 1/4 cups of milk. But since it's really moist out here, and plus I'm doing duck eggs, which are a little bit bigger, I'm going to do a cup of milk and see how that goes first. Oops. Because rain will affect your flour. It'll affect your cornmeal as well. And I can tell 1 cup of milk is going to be plenty. Now, this is the traditional batch of cornbread. Well, as close to traditional. From my traditional Hoecakes. I diced up 1 onion. Now you can use red onion, yellow onion. I'm using yellow onion. You could use white onion, whichever onion you want. Okay, onion, get out of there. Okay, I'm going to set that there for now. And I'm going to split this batch up. Because like I said, I'm making 4 different kinds of cornbread. Oops. Okay. And in this one, I'm going to add a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese. You don't want a whole lot, because it'll get, it won't rise as well. And I just realized there was something else I forgot to add to this batch, to both of this batch. And that's some garlic. Okay, this batch is going to be cheesy, onion and garlic hoecakes. And this, did I not put garlic in there? Okay, no, I'm not leaving garlic out. I could have swore I put garlic in there. I've been way too busy today. And this is going to be garlic and onion hoecakes. Now, like I said, you don't have to add these ingredients. I'm just showing you different ways that it can be made. That one's thick. This one is not. I'm going to add just a little flour. That's a bad part of making on rainy days. Because I like my cornbread, my whole cake batter to be a little thick. I want it to be able to spread a little bit on the skillet, but not much. Now, there you go. That's why I say about how moisture in the air will mess up your cornbread mix. It goes the same for bread as well. It can affect your yeast and so many different things. Alright, let's make a little bit of room. Okay. Now on to this one. I'm going to go on and get it mixed up. Now, if you wanted to, instead of using the milk, you could always use buttermilk as well. And you want to make sure it gets mixed very well. I already see that I need some more flour in this one. Oh, it smells wonderful. Okay, let's split this one up. Sorry about that, I'm not trying to make so much noise. Okay. We're going to do a juggle here. Now, I went out and gathered the tops of some goldenrod. Make sure they're blooming, but not brown. You want them to still be vibrant yellow. And you want to cut them up very well, very fine. I'm going to strip these stems. That's what I might just do, just strip the stems, get the leaves and the flowers. And goldenrod and cornbread is absolutely very amazing. And not only are these hoecakes very tasty, but they're medicinal as well. Let's make sure to go ahead and just go on and de-stem the goldenrod as best you can. Oh, it smells wonderful. And all you're going to do is mix it in. Make sure you mix it in very well. And tonight we're having our hoecakes with barbecue chicken, making me a big pot of collard greens and ham hocks, and also cheesy garlic cream potatoes. Okay, now the next one. This is another wonderful, wonderful plant. This is amaranth. Let's see if you can see. This is amaranth. It grows huge. I've got several that are 6 feet tall at least. It's beautiful. This one is Hopi Red Amaranth. It is an old native grain from Mexico and South America. The Incas, the Hopis, all of them grew amaranth, and it's just wonderful. And of course, now it's red dye amaranth, so the Hopi were the most well known for using this plant. They made a special bread, and it would turn the bread red, and it's beautiful. But once you have amaranth growing, you pretty much will always have amaranth growing. It is very self-seeding, which is perfectly fine with me. Makes it a whole lot easier on me. And no, it is not celosia. It is amaranth. 2 totally different plants. And we're just going to put it right in here. And we're just going to mix it up real well. Okay, and it's not going to, because I split it up in 4 different batches, they're not each going to make a whole lot of hoecakes, but we're going to have hoecakes for dinner. And I'll bring you back here in just a minute once I get this griddle set up, and that way we can start cooking. See you here in a bit. Okay, I got my griddle, my second griddle. I didn't feel like bringing out my cast iron griddle, and I'm going to try something new. I want to see what the big hype is about avocado oil. So I'm trying this avocado oil. And you want to let your griddle heat up. A little plate from the Hoecakes. Okay. And you're just going to put them on. And of course these are going to look a little darker due to the walnut flour. And personally, I don't like my hoecakes swimming in oil. I want them just to have enough oil so they don't stick and they get browned. A little crispy crust. And if you notice, they're already starting to rise. And this is the amaranth hoecakes. Let's bring you up just a little bit. Now, that's the amaranth hoecakes. And of course you want to keep your eyes on them. You want them to get a little brown, but not over brown. And you want to try to avoid getting any of the next to it hoecake on the bottom of your spatula. This spatula is actually too big. Oh, that's beautiful. I'll let that one brown a little bit so then I can scoot it without it smearing everywhere. Yeah, this spatula is way too big for this. There we go. Give it a little time and you can move them around without any problem. Ah, it never fails. Gotta be one. And while it's still hot, I like to butter my hoecakes. And of course, I'm using my homemade ghee. Hoecakes are so easy to cook. And you can take your own favorite cornbread recipe and make hoecakes with them as well. Let those get good and brown. Yep, those are ready. See how simple and easy, and these are good and healthy too. Now they'll be a little thicker inside tasting due to the walnut flour. Spray my pan down. Cut my heat down. And let's get the goldenrod hoecakes going. I absolutely love goldenrod hoecakes. They are just wonderful. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to scrape the bowl right in y'all's ears. And like I said, these will be a little thicker because of the walnut flour. But it'll have an earthier, nuttier taste too. And hoecakes is a wonderful survival food. You can cook them on the campfire. You can cook them on a flat rock that you get heated. You can cook them on a griddle. And the best thing about them, especially the dry ingredients, if you wanted to, you can go on and have that mixed up, and that way you only have to add your your wet ingredients to it. Ha, there we go. And of course, while they're still hot, you're going to want to spread your ghee on them, or your melted butter, or you can leave it off. But butter and baking makes everything better. And they have rose really pretty too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hoecakes. Goldenrod hoecakes at that. Oh, that's a hot but beautiful plate. Now on to our cheesy onion and garlic hoecakes. Well, that one just a mind of its own. You want to kind of thin them out so they get cooked through and through. I cannot tell you how wonderful these hoecakes all smell. And I absolutely love onion in my hoecakes. And garlic. These are going to definitely be interesting to flip. I guess I got too excited, my camera shut off. Alright, that was wonderful. It makes the heart happy. Cornbread, I can't help it, it's a southern thing. Absolutely love my cornbread. Hopefully I have not lost the video. If I did, I'll just have to remake it again. Oh my. I hope this video encourages you as well to make your own hoecakes. I will have all the recipe information in the description box below. Now you don't have to get as extravagant as I have. You can just make it plain. But I absolutely love hoecakes. They are just one of my most favorite breads. I hope this encourages you. I hope you try your hand at making a very old, traditional southern, I guess you'd call it quick bread. I just call them hoecakes, like they're supposed to be. Please click the like and subscribe button so you can come along on other adventures. Please click the bell notification so that you'll be notified when I upload another video. Everyone take care. It's dinner time here. Everyone, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care and may you each be blessed.